Welcome to another episode of All Time Top. Now, most people in the world drink coffee for their daily buzz. In fact, it's around 80% of the world's population, and who could blame them? Coffee is delicious. If you've ever wanted to know more about coffee and all its wonders, look no further. Here are the top 10 most interesting facts about coffee. At number 10 we have popularity. Now, I bet you knew coffee was a popular drink. Heck, most people enjoy a regular cup or two, with over 400 billion cups consumed each year. But did you know it's actually the second most traded commodity in the world? It is an industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars and is also the second most consumed beverage after water. And in case you were wondering, crude oil is the most traded commodity, although a daily mug of that doesn't sound incredibly appetizing, even if it does have whipped cream and caramel syrup on top. At number 9 we have origins. Now, who, you may have asked yourself, first thought to dive into a then unnamed coffee bush and consume one of their magical beans? Well, it's traditionally thought to have started in Ethiopia in as early as the 9th century. A local goat herder saw his goats eating the fruit of the coffee bushes and observed their high levels of energy and inability to sleep at night. The herder shared his findings with local monks, and after they cultivated and brewed a drink with these fantastic beans, they found it helped them stay up at night and pray. Ha, classic monks. As it goes, they spread the word to other monks, and so it was the first Starbucks was opened 2 years later. That was a joke, by the way. Okay, at number 8 we have the Mecca ban. In 1511, leaders in Mecca believed that coffee stimulated radical thinking and outlawed it. This only lasted a few weeks, however, as it was just far too popular and profitable to maintain the ban. The same thing occurred in Italy in the 1600s. Coffee was banned for being satanic and driving people to commit crimes and conspire against the well-to-dos. Wait, we are talking about coffee, right? Yeah, okay. Anyway, the ban was lifted and coffee was even baptized by Pope Clement VII, as he simply loved coffee so much. What a legend. At number 7 we have seed? Yes, it's true, your favorite bean is actually a seed. How could this be? Well, you see, what we refer to as a coffee bean is actually the seed or pit of the cherry-like fruit that grows on the coffee bush. Sorry to burst your bubble, we're here if you need to talk. At number 6 we have variety. Now there are two main types of coffee consumed around the world, Arabica and Robusta. Now Arabica, named for its origin on the Arabian Peninsula, has a subtler, smoother taste, while the Robusta variety is more hardy and tends to have around twice the caffeine gram for gram. Now, since Arabica is the more popular of the two, you'll tend to find it more in grinds and coffee shops, although Robusta is the preferred bean for instant coffee due to its strength and availability. At number 5 we have the world's most expensive coffee. Now, you might think your morning concoction coming in at £6 a mug is criminal, but you've clearly never heard of Kopi Luwak. Originating in Indonesia, these coffee beans sell for upwards of $350 per kilo. The reason behind this huge price tag? The beans are swallowed, partly digested, and eventually pooped out by the Asian palm civet, a cat-like creature found in Indonesia. Now, I've never tried it myself, but apparently this removes a lot of the bitterness and gives you a smoother, more flavorful brew. Apparently. At number 4 we have the Boston Tea Party. Now, I'm sure you've heard just how much the British love their cups of tea, and this couldn't have been closer to the truth back in the 1700s. After the Boston Tea Party, basically a protest against the British by the soon-to-be Americans, it became patriotic to drink coffee instead of tea, meant as a not-so-subtle middle finger to the British at the time. This increased coffee's popularity in North America, and still shows even to this day. I should make a video on tea, and biscuits, and crumpets? Maybe. At number 3 we have etymology. Now, for those of you who don't know, etymology is just a fancy word for how a particular word got its meaning. Now, the word coffee sounds pretty cool, don't you think? Coffee. Well, as far back as we can trace it, it most likely comes from the region of Kaffa, Ethiopia, where coffee originated. Then coffee in Dutch, kawa in Arabic, and kaver in Turkish. Look at our little word, all grown up. It brings a drop of coffee to my eye. At number 2 we have types of coffee. and there's quite a few to go through, so I'll be snappy. Espresso comes from the Italian word meaning to press out or force out, and refers to espresso being forced through the machine at high pressure to produce the beautiful little base for most coffee drinks. Latte is simply the Italian word for milk. Macchiato means marked and refers to the little spoonful of froth marking the espresso below it, and cappuccino comes from the Capuchin monks, as it was noted that the color of the drink was similar to that of the monks' robes. Then we have the Americano, which comes with a lovely little story. It is said that in World War II, when the American soldiers stationed in Italy would drink coffee, it was too strong for them. They asked for it to be diluted with hot water, and thus the Americano was born. And at number 1 we have popular by demand. If you had to guess, for say a $1 wager, what country in the world consumed the most coffee per capita, who would you pick? I'll give you a few seconds while I take a sip of mine. Ooh, that's good coffee. Interesting pick. It might be right or wrong, I don't really know, as this is all a one-sided conversation and I'm talking to a microphone. But what I do know is the Scandinavians really dig their coffee. The top 5 countries when it comes to coffee consumption are Finland, Sweden, Iceland, Norway and Denmark. My gosh, they really have a monopoly on drinking this stuff. Well, that and their incredibly unique flags. So that has been it for our list of the most interesting things we could find about coffee. Do you have any fun facts that we missed or any suggestions for future videos? Scribble them on a piece of parchment and send them in via Messenger Bat, or alternatively use the comment section below and we will send a coffee bean to each and every person who does. Maybe. This has been Connor from All Time Top. Stay classy, people, and I hope you have a fantastic day.